Welcome in, Row Nation. Today is going to be one of the most exciting times here for the reality of wrestling. My name is Kirby and I am the historian, and I'm being joined here by the great Brittany Houtland. Now, Brittany, how excited are you right now?
I am so excited. This new venue is amazing. It's really electrifying. I know that sounds cliche to say in wrestling, but it really is here at Reality of Wrestling. This whole Reality of Wrestling arena, as you called it, is spectacular. And I'm so excited to be here on commentary and to talk to all of you before live. The kickoff show.
This is going to be our first kickoff show of many more for sure. We definitely want to bring you more of this action, a little bit of a preview of what you're going to be seeing here for our live shows. Now, I wish I could turn this camera around for you guys and show you the amazing arena, but we're going to leave that for the people that are going to be here in attendance. That way they can experience this along with us and they can see this for the first time. We already showed you a picture already. So if you go on our Facebook, on our Twitter, all that stuff, you're going to see the picture of how amazing the arena looks. And speaking of arenas, we actually packed a house just a few months ago. I don't know if you guys heard of this event called Summer of Champions.
Little event known as Summer of Champions.
One of our longest running events here at the Reality of Wrestling. We emanated from the Humble Civic Center, and we packed the house with, I want to say 1,100 people, Brittany.
Yeah,
just about.
Just a few people showing up, showing out, becoming Row Nation. There were so many Row Nation first-time people there. It was amazing.
I know I definitely saw a lot of people for the first time. A lot of our longtime fans were there as well. And if you were there, pop off in the chat. Let us know. We want to hear from all of you guys because we are not just any other regular wrestling fan base. We are the Row Nation, the flagship of the Texas wrestling. That has always been our brand, and that is always what we are about. But speaking of Summer of Champions, that is the last time that you guys did see us here, basically on our YouTube channel. If you guys saw the matches, you guys saw that we have a lot to talk about, such as Rudy Garza defending the television championship in what many are calling one of the greatest ladder matches that they have ever seen.
That ladder match was extraordinary and also extremely dangerous. But, of course, Rudy Garza having a trick up his sleeve, an ace, as it were, with
an insurance policy.
Yeah, there you go, an insurance policy. I don't know how I don't know if OSHA would approve of him being on the shoulders of Bo Amir to get that title, but he got the job done.
And at the end of the day, to keep a championship, you got to get the job done. And that's exactly what Rudy Garza did. If you haven't seen that match, definitely go watch it. It is on our YouTube channel. I guarantee you, one of the greatest ladder matches you will see. But speaking of championships, and a lot of people being in a match, we also saw Promise Braxton defend the Diamonds Championship, not against one person, not against two people, not 3 diamonds, but a total of 11 different competitors were vying for that championship, and Promise Braxton still managed to walk out the champion.
She did. I mean, she was even in there with originals in Reality of Wrestling. I mean, it was an amazing feat to see all of them vying for the Diamonds Championship, and it also shows how strong the women's division is here in Reality of Wrestling. It was incredible.
We always see people come back for these big events. As we mentioned, Cinema came back for Summer of Champions. And, you know, who knows who else we're going to be seeing pop up here, because we always welcome the biggest. We always welcome the best. If you've ever thought about being a professional wrestler, you can definitely come train at this brand new facility, which today is going to be packed up to the gills. I literally see chairs like up really high, up far and away. This is going to be an amazing event. And if you haven't had a chance to see us here live in action, you can actually catch us in Texas City and go to realityofwrestling.com to get your tickets. I believe you're actually sold out today.
We are completely sold out today. And there's already, we can see the door, and there is a line forming outside of Row Nation ready to get in here. And we've still got, you know, a little while before start time.
Now, I did see somebody in the chat, I believe with Thomas, saying that he's in the parking lot for this. So we already know that we have people waiting in the parking lot watching us right now.
What's up, Thomas?
They're ready to enter the building. The Row Nation is ready to fill the stands one more time, just like how they always do. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, if you're not able to be here today, you will see these matches happen on YouTube as well as they air episodically, as well as on the CW. And, you know, check your local listings to see whenever we are going to be on your local channels as well.
And speaking of YouTube, we have reached over 700,000 subscribers, and we're looking for that road to 1 million. So If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that little bell notification button so you know when the new episodes drop and you can watch all of these matches in the comfort of your own home.
Absolutely. And I know that I'm excited for more matches, but going back to Summer of Champions here really quick, our main event that night was a very hard-hitting, I think that's the best way to describe it, match between two titans in between Edge Stone. I don't know why I said that backwards. I'm sorry. I'm just excited for the air today.
I mean,
Edge Stone.
The Stone Edge.
There you go. Edge Stone trying to become a two-time Reality of Wrestling champion inside a steel cage against Matty Ice of the Heat. We saw him capture the championship just a month before Summer of Champions, and we saw the rematch. But Brittany, we all know what happened at the end of that match.
Do we have to really relive that?
I mean,
do we have to?
As the historian, the facts are there. We have to talk about it. It is fact at the end of the day, Nick Patrick ended up costing Edge Stone the matchup, and he basically let the championship stay in the hands of the Heat just for a little bit longer. And who knows when's the next time that Matty Ice is going to be defending that championship, and against whom?
I mean, whom?
I hope I used that right.
Yes, you did use that right. No, it really is, and it's interesting, especially now. You know, this is called the new chapter. This is the start of something fresh, something new for Reality of Wrestling, and it just opens up such a well of possibilities on who's going to go for the gold in any division, tag team, diamonds, you know, champion TV. Like, we've got it all, and we don't know who's gonna win.
Yeah, no, for sure, absolutely. Now, we do know that we are going to be having a lot of matches here tonight. Tonight is the next chapter of the Reality of Wrestling. Now, for me personally, the next chapter just means the next evolution. It means the next step in everything that is going to be happening for now the history. We haven't even written the history yet in this new building. Who knows what's going to be happening tonight?
Are you ready to write the history, Mr. Historian?
I'm so excited. I'm excited. I love the history books, and we're going to be writing a new chapter here, the next chapter, as we are calling this event here today. Now, to you, Brittany, what do you think the next chapter means?
I mean, for me personally, this next chapter is such a fresh start, fresh eyes. I've been seeing the YouTube grow. I've been seeing Row Nation grow from not just Texas, but expanding worldwide. And with all the eyes on that, I mean, the talent here, not only is it going to grow from Reality of Wrestling, but the amount of talent that's going to come into Reality of Wrestling. I mean, it's a gamut on who's going to try to come for the titles from who knows where, you know, Europe, UK, Mexico, Canada, who knows going to try to get to those championships.
Now, you talk about everybody from Europe, but I don't know if you guys heard or not. Part of the next chapter is the fact that we are actually going to have two NXT stars here today. One of them actually hailing from Spain. Axiom is going to be in the house here tonight. And I actually am getting word that he's arriving in the building here shortly. So let's see if we can get you a feed there to that here in just a second.
Yes. We're going to see if we can get a feed to the...
Hey, Row Nation, this is Carolina Teague, the Mic Slayer. I'm just trying to get a quick minute here with Axiom in the men's locker room. Hi, Axiom. Thank you so much for your time. Just wanted to get a quick minute with you. Such an exciting event tonight. It is a big match for the Reality of Wrestling. You're going up against Charlie Dempsey for the main event. How does it feel?
Well, it feels amazing. First of all, just to be here in Reality of Wrestling is a dream come true. And as far as Charlie Dempsey, we have some history together, you know.
What is this? What is this? You get your own locker room just because you're a big NXT star doesn't mean nothing. You also are the Morning Star, Rudy Garza, and WWE Champion.
Oh my God.
I mean, that was literally just live backstage. We had to cut the cameras because, you know, we don't want to make sure that we don't give you we got to give you a little taste. But Axiom and Rudy Garza, that was not something that I expected.
You know, you say that, Rudy. I feel like you say that about Rudy. I feel like, do you expect anything less from him? He thinks he's a star among stars. He calls himself the Morning Star. I mean, he is the television champion. He's gotten it by hook or by crook, and his ego has expanded. So, of course, he's going to treat our guests like that. I'm appalled. I am so sorry, Axiom. That is that is not how reality of wrestling works around here.
It's really not. You're right, Brittany. But Rudy Garza does always seem to have that agenda of he wants to be the biggest star here. It's why he carries that television championship with pride. And it's also why he has worked it in his contract that he can only defend that championship at big events. We saw him not defend the championship for months up until that ladder match. Granted, he did win that matchup by hook or by crook, as we always say here for Rudy Garza. But we're going to see when the next time that Rudy Garza is going to be making an appearance here at the Reality of Wrestling. Hopefully tonight we're going to find out. But, Axiom, as you heard in that, as we just saw him right now, is the fact that Axiom is going to be in tonight's main event. I thought it was going to be in a match, but now that's the main event.
The main event for tonight. I mean, that's exciting. And I mean, maybe Rudy overheard that. Maybe Rudy was a little upset. I could understand being the television champion. You would think that you're the main event, but let Axiom have his time, Rudy. Coming all the way here is very, very kind of him to be here and showcase in front of Row Nation.
Absolutely. Axiom is no stranger to traveling, going long distances, having match after match. Just last night, he was on NXT Level Up for his Heritage Cup match against the very person he's going to be facing here tonight, Charlie Dempsey. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But, we talk about the next chapter. You're going to be seeing a lot more NXT stars here, hopefully more, having showcase matches such as tonight between Axiom and Charlie Dempsey.
And speaking of that, you asked me what the next chapter means in my mind. And I want you guys in the comments to let us know what the next chapter means in your eyes for Reality of Wrestling. But what about you, Kirby? You're the one always asking the questions. Now I'm going to ask you the question. Fair enough.
For me, the next chapter, like I said, it's the next evolution. I was here whenever we started at the World Gym Arena, and I saw how that building really became the Row Nations building for over 6 years. Now here we are in our very own branded Reality of Wrestling arena, and I remember how hungry people were whenever we first moved into the World Gym Arena. And now I see the talent around us. I see all the names of people that are just making waves all over the world already. So if we were hungry 6 years ago, imagine how hungry the generation of now is going to be, especially with names that have come through here, such as Roxanne Perez, such as Promise Braxton. Kylie Ray walked through these doors at one point. The list goes on and on. Gino Medina. Honestly, you can make a who's list of people that have walked through these doors, and you can see their names everywhere. For example, Brian Keith.
I was just about to say the bounty hunter himself, Brian Keith. I mean, he is all over the place collecting them bounties. Thank goodness.
I heard that he's supposed to be fighting Eddie Kingston soon up in Chicago. I'm very much looking forward to that matchup whenever it does happen. But regardless, that is what the next chapter is going to be here. And we can't wait for you guys to see everything, the evolution as we continue to progress here and make the Reality of Wrestling bigger than just the flagship of Texas wrestling. Even though that will always be a special place here, Texas, we want to take this all over the place. So make sure to, keep telling your friends about how great Reality of Wrestling is, because you never know. We can come to your backyard soon. Not your actual backyard, although we would love to.
Yeah.
We want everybody to experience the power of the Row Nation.
Well, in our comments here, Jay Christensen said, I think that the new chapter for the Row is gonna take on talent, Kirby and Brittany included, to new heights. Who will be the next breakout star?
I'm ready to see it. Honestly,
excited, yes.
I think we have a who's list of who could be the next potential breakout star, and I guarantee you they're already in our roster. Now, let's take a wild shot. Let's take a wild shot.
Okay.
Chat, let us know who you think is going to be the next breakout star. Brittany, I'm going to put you on the spot because I already know mine. Who's yours?
You already. Oh, I'm sorry. He prepared this. Apparently, he's like, I'm going to do this. I'm ready. I'm ready for this. The thing is looking at the next breakout star. Honestly, I mean, she's already come up. She is the money herself. I think Gigi Ray is going to explode in 2024.
That's definitely a good name. Millwoods, baby. We
Yes.
love Millwoods. Absolutely. For me, I feel that he had a phenomenal 2023. It's not even over yet, and I think he's going to keep making waves. But my money is on the Rocket Josiah John. Quite frankly, one of the best students here in all of Reality of Wrestling. Not to take away from any other students.
No.
They're all fantastic. They've all come leaps and bounds. But Josiah John just has this energy about him that is infectious, and I've never seen the Row Nation take to somebody so quickly and so lovingly that I really think that Josiah John is going to have an incredible future here in the reality of wrestling and beyond.
I mean, they really call him the Rocket for a reason.
Soaring to new heights.
And the Row Nation has taken to him so easily, so much so. He comes out here and the fans are already on their feet for him. I mean, it's just a matter of time before they're doing that in places like Madison Square Garden.
I would love to go to Madison Square Garden once. I'm saving that for a special time for sure. But Josiah John definitely has that kind of energy to him. Gigi Ray as well. And many more that you guys are going to see here at the Reality of Wrestling as the next chapter begins. But we've been talking about the next chapter. Let's talk about tonight's matches. We already know some announced matches that we are going to be seeing here today, such as Promise Braxton actually defending the Diamonds Championship against Gigi Ray.
Was it Millwoods?
Millwoods, baby. There it is.
I'm getting it.
So we are going to be seeing that match here today. Now, this is not the first time that these women have actually faced off against each other.
No.
If I'm not mistaken, this is the 4th time they have met in the ring.
Yes, it is indeed. But this is the 2nd time for a championship, as they have actually had an iconic and highly viewed ladder match for a #1 contendership. And Promise getting the title, and then Gigi going after it. And now, yet again, Gigi is going for that, because Gigi was not in the 12 Carat
She was not.
Rumble. She was not in that at all. So she's scouted. She's ready. She's ready to take that back all the way to Canada, baby.
Now, I am ready to see how that matchup really brings out the best in both competitors, because we always know whenever we see a matchup for the first time, people don't really know each other, and they get that chemistry building as, you know, the match unfolds, and they start really getting into the groove of like, how does my moveset compare to yours? How can I counter what I see but not really feel? And as you get more experience with each other, you really start really knowing each other's repertoires more, and you really get to start seeing the counter to the counter to the counter, and it just becomes who can get that little bit of a bigger edge over the other person.
However, you say that, but the wild card in that himself is Booker T. So we have to be careful. If Booker T isn't ringside, that might be able to come into play. But if Booker T is ringside, all bets are off on what is going to happen in that match tonight.
There are some people out there, and I'm not going to say who, you can go read the comment section, that say that Promise Braxton is only champion because of Booker T. There is some leeway there, but that's not to take away from Promise Braxton, one of the best Diamonds champions that we have ever seen here in reality of wrestling as a whole. And, you know, that list is extensive. We've had a lot of people be Diamonds champions, AQA, Kylie Ray, you know, to say just a few names. And they are some of the highest level talents that have ever walked here through reality of wrestling. Now, that's not to say that nothing's impossible. Gigi Ray hasn't gotten a win over Promise Braxton, but she did earn this matchup here tonight, and maybe a change of scenery could be the type of environment that Gigi Ray thrives in, and tonight could be her night.
She may be feeling it. I mean, like you said, the new energy, the new venue, the new chapter, as it were. This could definitely be her time to shine. It could be almost like that beginner's luck, you know, kind of thing in a new venue. So we'll see what happens.
I'm very excited for that matchup, and you know, we talked about it a little bit earlier today, but tonight's main event is actually going to be the 2 NXT stars clashing in a rematch from yesterday's NXT Level Up. What yesterday was the pressure of the Heritage Cup Championship tournament taking place, but tonight it's, I want to say, a little bit more personal. It's going to be a little bit more chaotic, if you will, because Charlie Dempsey feels like he's got something to prove as he takes on Axiom one more time.
He does indeed. I mean, that match at Level Up, if you haven't seen it, make sure you're checking that out. Check out Level Up. The talent on there is amazing. And coming here to reality of wrestling, I mean, this is just so crazy when it comes to, did Charlie just get here?
I am seeing that message right here. So let's go get some cameras back there to see what Charlie just arrived to the building.
Row Nation, the arrival of Charlie Dempsey. Charlie, how does it feel to be in the main event tonight?
A man of few words, if any, at all.
No, well, I feel like the body language was what he was using.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I can totally feel for Charlie Dempsey. He walked into the tournament expecting a victory, expecting to challenge the Heritage Cup champion, but unfortunately going 0-3 in the entire tournament. You know, I know in the UK, when you're in the bottom of the league, they relegate you to a lower league in soccer. So, you know, maybe Charlie Dempsey has that feeling of he's about to be relegated to a lower league. Perhaps, maybe.
Look, I feel like Charlie Dempsey and Rudy Garza are a match made in heaven.
That's I mean, I kind of agree. I definitely have to agree there. But you know, that's going to be tonight's main event, actually. Axiom versus Charlie Dempsey in a rematch from yesterday's Heritage Cup Championship match. And I can guarantee you that Charlie Dempsey is going to be very much on it today. He is going to be wanting to prove something, and he's not going to want to, you know, take another loss to Axiom.
Yes, indeed. And we're preparing here, if you can hear. We're preparing some of our songs, some of our graphics. We're getting everything all set up for the show itself. And the show, you can see it live here and in person. We are sold out here in the new Reality of Wrestling arena, but we're definitely, oh my goodness, we're preparing. If you don't know the songs already, if you don't know whose entrance that is, they are preparing Charlie Dempsey's entrance for the main event tonight. And I don't know if he's gonna come out kind or come out swinging.
I think he's gonna come out swinging. I was talking, you know, I was reading some about Charlie Dempsey getting ready for tonight and everything, and he's trained basically all over the world. He's actually a student of the New Japan Wrestling Dojo.
Yes.
That's not just any dojo that you can just walk into.
No.
You learn something different at the dojo. You learn how to be a sadistic grappler, and that is exactly the style that Charlie Dempsey is going to be bringing here today.
I feel like Axiom is going out there. I mean, I feel like maybe that meeting with Rudy Garza has fired him up even a little bit more. That could be helpful to Axiom here going against Charlie yet again. They've had several encounters in the ring, and I feel like maybe Axiom's got Charlie's number.
We're going to have to see for sure. And that's
let us
be
know in the
tonight's main
comments
event.
too. Yes, please let us know who you think is going to win against Axiom and Charlie Dempsey. Like this, it's
going to be a great main event for sure. But Ro Nation, we're excited to bring you more action. We're going to be here live for another 30 minutes and or just around there or so. We're going to be opening the doors here soon. You're going to see the Ro Nation fill in and everything. But tonight is all about the next chapter for the Reality of Wrestling as we continue to evolve and basically just put more talent out there for you guys to see the future of Reality of Wrestling and maybe for professional wrestling as a whole.
Yes, indeed. And that's the thing is all of you watching, you are a part of Ro Nation, whether or not you are able to physically be here at any given time, or if you're watching from far away, you are still a part, and you guys still matter when it comes to this. We want to make sure that we hear from you. Always make sure you're in the comments, talking to us, right up on the YouTube page, right into the Twitter, the Facebook, the Instagram. We read all of that. Don't think we don't. We read all of it. We pay attention to everything that you guys say, and we want to hear from you. So make sure that you guys keep active with us, because we're going to keep active with you. So, you know, something a little creepy, like we're watching you.
We're watching you watch us. How about that?
We're watching you, Ro Nation. We're watching you.
I feel like the Batista gift right now. Give me what I want. And you know that's basically what we're giving you guys. You guys are the Ro Nation. We wouldn't be here without you guys. We want to give you the action that you guys deserve for giving us your time as, you know, fans of our product and everything. So make sure to let us know. As a matter of fact, you've already seen a lot of NXT stars here. We've seen the likes of Ivy Nile. We saw Trick Williams make an appearance at the Summer of Champions. Now we are seeing Axiom and Charlie Dempsey today. So let us know which other NXT stars you would love to see here. We'll try and see what we can do. I can't guarantee anything. I'm a commentator here.
No.
I have no connections to the
Kirby can.
WWE, but no, I don't want to put that out there at all. But you never know who's going to walk to these stores. Maybe we could even see other superstars from other places as well, because we will always want to make sure that we bring you guys the best of the best here to the flagship of Texas wrestling.
Now, here's the thing is that they do in usual kickoff shows, if they go down the line and you talk about who you think is going to win in these matches. And we've talked about Promise Braxton versus Gigi Ray, and we've talked about Axiom versus Charlie Dempsey. Who do you think in Promise versus Gigi for the Diamonds Championship is going to win?
If I was a betting man, which I was at one point, but that's a story for another day, I would probably put my money on Promise Braxton because the history is there. She's 3-0 against Gigi Ray. So how's tonight going to be any different? At every single turn, Promise Braxton has had an answer for anything that Gigi Ray has brought. We saw them do a Spanish fly off of the top of the turnbuckle, and I've seen
amazing.
that over and over again.
Yeah.
And the fact that Gigi Ray connected with that, and she still somehow lost the matchup and wasn't able to capture the championship, that just tells me that the resilience of the champion, Promise Braxton.
Yeah, the resilience for sure. But can we not talk about the resilience of Gigi Ray coming back yet again, breaking her wrist in that ladder match, and then coming back full force to try to go for that title? I mean, that is definitely some gumption, as we say in New Orleans. That's some spice right there. So
A little bit of spice.
I'm gonna go with Gigi Ray on this one, just for the sheer fact that I see such a fighter in her, and I see such a promising, no offense to Promise Braxton, a promising career for her as well. And Promise is hitting that peak, and I think Gigi is right up behind her. So I'm going with Gigi. So
It's definitely a great rivalry. It's been one of my favorite rivalries that we've seen here. It is. I will compare it to this, and I'm probably going to catch a little bit of heat here from the chat and everything, but I honestly think that this could be our version of Rock and Stone Cold, because we've seen it happen over the years where Rock and Stone Cold were neck and neck, like right there to each other. But then Stone Cold was always just a step above The Rock. They had 3 matches at WrestleMania, and it was only the last time where The Rock finally got one. And, that was finally it for him. But you never know when that time is going to be happening. You never know when that could be the moment. And like you said, Brittany, tonight could definitely be the night. And I honestly have enjoyed every single interaction between Promise and Gigi Ray, and they've had phenomenal matches, absolutely phenomenal matches.
Oh, yeah.
And tonight promises, again, no pun intended,
Yes.
to be another amazing part of their story, the next chapter of their story.
Next chapter. Now, Axiom and Charlie Dempsey. Who you got, Kirby? Who you got? Who you got, guys? Let us know.
I'm gonna be honest, and this is probably gonna make some people laugh, but as y'all know, I'm a very proud Mexican, right? I love everything Mexico. I normally wear my bolo tie. Unfortunately, I did not have it today because it finally fell off on me. I was like, oh, okay, I gotta get a new one, so that's why I'm wearing this tie. But I have always very much resonated with the Spaniards. I very much love my Spanish people, and if I were to ever go to Europe, which that is in the books, I would love to one day go to Europe. Spain is somewhere where I want to go.
Yeah.
So the Spanish people have a very special place in my heart because they are, we are descendants of the Spanish people. That is why Mexico speaks Spanish. So I'm going Axiom. He's my homer. I'm a homer. At the end of the day, I am.
What you got against the UK?
Nothing at all. But, for me, a special place in my heart is the Spaniards. So, I'm going Axiom.
Understandable. I am all for Axiom. I think I'm going to agree with you and lean towards this. I know I'm going to get some flack in my own home life, being that my husband to be is British. He's going to be like, what? But I have to agree with you. Axiom, I think that, again, he is such a fighter, and him and Charlie have had matches time and time again, and Axiom is just laser focused on that. And he's so skillful. He's so skillful. I think that he's going to be able to one up him again.
Definitely. And he's the one riding the momentum. He's the one that won last night at NXT Level Up, managed to get a little bit of extra points for the Heritage Cup. Now, the tournament is, I want to say, practically over. I think all the matches already happened.
Yes.
So we do know that Axiom nor Charlie Dempsey are going to be the winners of their block as we wait for the finals to happen, I believe, next week on NXT. But, it's always a feeling of where you place in the rankings. It's always a different feeling where you end up. And it almost kind of like, I want to be better than this. I know I'm better than this. And you can bounce back from it. And that is one thing that both men are definitely going to want to do. They're going to want to bounce back from these performances. But unfortunately, only one can win. So
Exactly. We have so many matches coming tonight, and I'm very excited. And, I wish we could release all of them to you guys right now, but it's for the live audience to see first, and then y'all will be able to jump onto the YouTube and be able to check out all those matches. If you missed Summer of Champions and you need a little refresh, you need a little recap, make sure you go to Reality of Wrestling's YouTube, you can watch all of the matches there and then some. You can see tons of matches with NXT's own Roxanne Perez. You know, we have matches with AQA. We have matches with Brian Keith. Booker T's return to the ring. Like, we have so many matches on that YouTube channel for y'all to enjoy while you're waiting for these ones to come out. And if you're able to get to the Reality of Wrestling Arena, make sure you get your pre-sale tickets ahead of time, because again, like I said, we sold out this time. We're probably going to be selling out for a while.
And as she mentioned, the only way you can watch these matches as they happen is by being here in the brand new Reality of Wrestling Arena. With us, yeah. Otherwise, you're gonna have to wait until they air on the YouTube or check your local listings, because we are on TV. So you're definitely gonna want to do that. The Cube, is that what they call it? I haven't seen TV in a while. I'm a streaming guy, so I'm trying to speak all the languages here. But you can catch us on TV. You can catch us on YouTube. You can catch us basically wherever Reality of Wrestling airs, which is a lot of places. So whether I see people are on Twitch right now, they're on Twitter, you know, they're on YouTube. If you're on YouTube and you're not subscribed, make sure to hit that red button. What's the number we're trying to get to, Brittany?
1 million.
1 million.
Trying to get 1 million. We are, the last time I looked, which was earlier today, we were at 705,000 subscribers.
You know, if we get to 1 million subscribers, that's at least 1 more million subscribers than I have on my personal channel. So let's make sure that Reality of Wrestling gets to 1 million before I do, because I think I'm having a breakout here. It's gonna happen.
I think it's
gonna happen.
I believe
I'm about to become a content creator.
Yes.
And I'm going to be getting to 1 million.
We believe in Kirby Carrion.
But ladies and gentlemen, tonight's event is, we call it the next chapter. We're evolving. We're moving on to new bigger things here at the Reality of Wrestling Arena. And Summer of Champions had a lot of media coverage.
Yeah.
A lot of media coverage. I saw Chris Van Vliet in the audience.
Chris Van Vliet was here for Summer of
It was
Champions.
awesome. I saw Muscleman Malcolm. Shouts out to Muscleman Malcolm as well. You know, you never know who's going to be showing up to the door. And actually, as a matter of fact, I think Muscleman Malcolm was also here tonight doing more media coverage.
I saw he's coming in, he's traveling all himself to be here, to be able to interview and talk to the stars of Reality of Wrestling. I mean, it's phenomenal. Any kind of press, if you want to come out, if you want to talk, make sure you hit up Reality of Wrestling, get the logistics all worked out, and we'd be lovely and happy to have you come in here and talk with us. You know, maybe even talk with us, you know, come in, sit down, hang out. Let's see here. Jeff Samuel says, heck yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That's the energy that we want here. The Row Nation is here.
Yeah,
And now as we've opened the doors, we see them start to file in and everything. And, you know, we love the fact that the Row Nation loves it here. We love the fact that the Row Nation is ready to experience the new arena. And I can already see some smiles on people's faces. A lot of our regulars here that come by for every single show, and they're right at the front of the line, literally since like 3 p.m. And they're already coming in, and they're loving the arena. I can already tell the body language is there. We talked about body language with Charlie Dempsey.
Yeah.
So, you know, this is great. I love
feel it. And a lot of people are wearing that Row shirt, Reality of Wrestling. You know, it's so amazing to see. And if you want to get any kind of Reality of Wrestling merchandise, make sure you hit up Reality of Wrestling or come to a show. They have a merchandise table here. You can rep Row Nation, be a proud Row Nation, Row Nationer.
Yeah, there you go, Row Nation. You
Row
can be part of
Nationer.
the Row Nation.
The Row.
As Chris Russo likes to do.
Yeah, right.
Now I see somebody in the chat asking what's the address of Reality of Wrestling. We are 9300 M&F Lowry Expressway.
Yes.
I want to, we were at 10,000, now we're 9300. So now we moved the building over. So we moved the building. So if you knew where the World Gym Arena was, you just go a building over. You're going to see us here. We're going to be putting up a banner, I believe, soon, so you guys can find it easier.
They put it up.
Today you don't need a banner because you can just follow the line. They're wrapped around the building right now, and they're ready to come in. They're already filing in and everything. And one thing I would hope to do, and I'm gonna try and go do it for the next show. I would love to go talk to some of these people.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You know, with some of the faces that we see here for Reality of Wrestling all the time, be like, how does it feel to be in the new arena? Do you enjoy the new arena?
If you're here and you're also on this live, let us know, because we'll come and find you at the next show and come and talk to you and get your feeling on how you feel to be in this new arena and your feelings on this show, the next chapter, at the next show. the next
the next,
chapter.
yeah, I'm looking for the next chapter, because we're going to keep evolving. We're going to be giving you the best action that we can only bring you here at the Reality of Wrestling. We're going to keep creating stars. We're going to keep bringing you new names, and before you know it, some of these people that you're going to see grow here are going to be moving on to bigger stages. It could literally be anywhere in the world. They'll be like, I remember when I saw them at Reality of Wrestling, and it's going to be As a matter of fact, let's do this. We talked about the matches here today.
Yeah.
Let's talk about dream matches. What is something who is a person from the roster right now? Who would you like to see them face in one of the bigger companies?
The bigger company. Well, we already had Brian Keith versus Adam Page. That was amazing. I would have to say I would love to see. Oh my goodness. I would honestly love to see Promise Braxton taking on somebody like Tony Storm or Saraya.
That's good. I like
Just
that.
saying.
Actually, really like it. Now I'm gonna throw you a bit of a wrench here.
Here we go.
I don't want to say his name wrong, because I always feel like I say it backwards. What's the name of that kid from AEW? The youngest kid that he signed before high school? Nick Wayne, I want to say. Is that his name? I believe that's the one I say.
Yes,
I'm gonna say yes. If I said that name wrong, please correct me, chat. I have so many wrestlers names in my head, so no disrespect to the talent.
Drew Allen says Fly Def and NXT.
Fly Def and
Fire
NXT.
Louise.
Fly Def versus FTR.
Nick Wayne.
There you go. So Fly Def versus FTR. Let's make that happen. The hashtag is already out there. Fly Def has put out the challenge. I think the FTR should answer, and I think that their title reign is in danger. So the Nick Wayne, thank you. So thank you for correcting me. I did get it right. I'm gonna say this out there. We talk about Nick Wayne being a prospect. We talk about Nick Wayne being one of the hottest prospects in all of professional wrestling. Just how young he is and how good he is. I'm gonna throw Josiah John in there. How about that? Josiah John, Nick Wayne. Let's do it. Let's do it.
So amazing here, and we are counting down. We got 15 minutes to go before we're gonna kick it off here, and oh my goodness, there's no telling what's going to happen. You're going to have to be here. You're going to have to subscribe. You're going to have to be here in person. I mean, this is amazing watching everybody just filter in in droves. Some of them were here before I was even here, and I was here pretty early. Let's be real. And this is such an amazing feat. There's fans literally right next to us on either side. It is so exciting. Now I am a little worried. We are not any longer up on a stage.
We're ringside.
We are literally ringside. The ring is right there.
If I took 20 steps forward, that's where the ring is.
And are you nervous at all about I just gotta outrun you.
I have been this close to the action once in my life, and it was when we had a smaller table at Summer of Champions.
Yes.
So, I'm glad that they didn't come up to us. The ladder match was scary because people were falling off of ladders, and there was carnage everywhere around us. But I am a little scared. We've seen our boss Booker T. He's had bodies thrown at him on NXT, and he falls over, and it's scary. I don't want the same thing to happen to me, because if we put this at the NXT table, I normally sit over here where Booker sits on NXT, and that's usually where the bodies go.
That's why.
So,
that's why I
am I
put
gonna take a
myself.
tumble?
I put myself over here.
I hope that I don't take a tumble. Brittany's the brains of the table. Don't tell Brad I said that. So she's the brains of the table. She's smart. She decided to sit over there. That way, everything comes out this way and everything.
Yeah. Exactly.
But we see a lot of people asking, how can you watch Reality of Wrestling?
Yes.
I saw somebody ask earlier how you can watch from the beginning, and I'll give you a little secret. There's a little button right on our YouTube channel where it says membership. If you sign up for that membership, which I want to say is $4.99 a month, you can actually get the entire back catalog of Reality of Wrestling right from the beginning.
Exactly.
I believe the last episode that we have up, I want to say it's episode 120, and we're almost to episode 400, I think, last I checked. It's been a minute. But, I religiously watch the show. I still religiously watch it because I got to do my research. I got to be the historian. And I will never forget how I got that nickname, because I was literally talking to Brad, and I was like, oh yeah, this happened. It was just facts that just came up in my brain. It's you're kind of like the historian, that's I guess, and there it is. Now I'm the historian, Kirby Carry On. So is it worth the trip? Absolutely. I used to live 2 hours away from here, and I came here for shows when I was training to be a professional wrestler back in the day, to where I now moved down here 2 hours away from my friends and family to now I'm one of the commentators. So is it worth the trip? Absolutely.
I live in Dallas, Texas, and before that I lived in New Orleans, Louisiana. And in New Orleans, that's about a 5.5, 6-hour drive. From Dallas, it is still a 4.5-hour drive, and I drive on down here even to just see the shows because it is so amazing.
I agree. I absolutely agree. So is it worth the drive? Absolutely. And when we talk about the next chapter the next chapter starting tonight, trust me when I say that these shows are about to get bigger, and I want to say better, but we always have better shows every month. We keep evolving. We keep building on everything and just giving you guys the best wrestling that you will see here in Texas. So trust me when I say, once these tickets sell out and you have no way of getting in the building after that, you're going to want to get the tickets for the next show, because we're just going to keep getting bigger and bigger and better and better. So get your tickets early. realityofwrestling.com is where you're going to be seeing that. These tickets sold out, I want to say, a week in advance, and we're already seeing people walk in. And I've actually already heard through the grapevine that we're starting to turn people away because, unfortunately, the fire marshal does have say over us because you can't fit that many people here. It's like, watch us. But, obviously we get shut down, and we don't want to do that. We don't want to get shut down in this brand new building that, we just started building, no pun intended. So.
Yes, indeed. And I mean, it's so exciting. Like, I'm literally seeing, like you said, the smiling faces coming in, the excitement. I'm seeing more signs. I love signs. Please bring back more signs.
Not the movie, though.
No, not the movie. Bring back more wrestling signs. I love the creativity of the fans. So please bring them in. I love seeing them. I'll call you out on them. Like, I love them so much. If I see you and I love your sign, I'm going to take a picture of you with it. I'm going to post it. I'm going to put it out there. Reality of Wrestling is going to share it. We're going to show it so much. So, yeah, make sure you bring your signs because I'm a huge fan.
I like that comment right there. Nolans.
Don't say that. We'll get another pothole.
So every time it's said, if there's a new pothole?
Every time Nolans is said, not New Orleans, we get another pothole.
Nolans. I believe I just made somebody get in a car accident, so I'm sorry. I am drinking water. I'm drinking water right now, but it's from a special cup. It's just water. So it's a special
an energy drink. But fans, we are wrapping it up now. We are almost finished. I literally am seeing just such a mob at the door getting ready to get in, and we're going to kick off this show here. So if you're here, awesome. Thank you. If you're not here, make sure you get here next time, or make sure you're watching on YouTube when we get in here for the next chapter.
Now let me pull up the calendar.
Ooh.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe I have confirmation on this. Make sure to stay tuned to realityofwrestling.com for updates. But October 14th is going to be our next show here at the brand new Reality of Wrestling Arena. So if you didn't get tickets for the next chapter, your next opportunity is going to be October 14th. Whenever those do go on sale, make sure to go get those tickets because once they sell out, they sell out. Before, we had the opportunity to add extra seats. Again, the fire marshal told us we can't. So we're trying to, get as many people get in the door as early as possible. And maybe, who knows, we'll be able to move into a bigger building and everything. But we're going to be we're going to be wrapping things up here, ladies and gentlemen. You will be seeing us on YouTube soon as these matches come out. But until next time, I'm the historian Kirby Carry On.
I'm the hostess with the mostest, Brittany Howland.
And we'll see you at the Reality of Wrestling next time.